bro. Hey man, somebody go
Crazy.
find Dr. Umar, go find Mark Lamont Hill. We have to keep the brotherly love going in these Philly streets. Somebody
I
go
don't
call
know.
Gilly and Wallow ASAP. Now, yesterday on his YouTube channel, OSCHINO went off on Meek Mill. These guys have had a long-standing beef for years. OSCHINO recently did an interview with DJ Vlad where he was talking bad about Meek. OSCHINO called out Meek Mill for not being a leader and also claimed that Meek never got to be a gangster when he was broke. If you guys don't know, OSCHINO was there in the early days when Meek was grinding, trying to be a rapper. He was actually one of the guys that was supporting Meek Mill's career early on. Now, these guys were not beefing on the streets. It wasn't no bloodshed between them. Their beef was simply over social media. That's right, Meek Mill asked OSCHINO to post his album way back. OSCHINO posted it, told him, hey bruh, in 3 months when my shit come out, you return the favor. And according to OSCHINO, Meek never posted his album. Yes, this is awfully familiar to the issues that Meek has actually had with not only Drake, but also with Wale. Meek has called out both of these guys in the past for not supporting him and posting his album on social media. Just yesterday, OSCHINO went on his YouTube channel to blast Meek Mill. Here's what he said.
Meek Mill's, man, he disappointed me on so many levels, man. So many levels, man. I'm talking about, like, I really had love for ball. I still got love for ball, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent, but he showed me he's a sucker. Like, I mean, he the worst kind of sucker. You know what I mean? He the kind of sucker like this. All right, he the type of nigga, he'll hang with you and fuck with you when he ain't got shit. I mean, because he needs you. I mean, now he got a couple dollars, you corny. You this, you that. I mean, if a real nigga don't fuck with you, whether he got money or not, real nigga like, man, I don't fuck with that nigga. You know what I mean? That besides the 3 on 11 songs, you hung with me for years, you was walking when I met you. You got to see my car corny. It's just, I couldn't believe, listen, I couldn't even believe the shit that he said. So this is shit he always wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? He gonna knock me out, he gonna do this, and I couldn't believe this shit, man. That's why I had to put it out, because I couldn't keep that to myself, you know what I'm saying? I want the world to know what kind of sucker he is, man. So it's like, I met this dude, man. It was funny, because I had a homie named Keith I used to mess with. That's Meek Mill's homie. You know what I'm saying? He kept telling me about, yo, because I was Joey Jahad out. Joey Jahad fucked my head up with his lyrics. He could say, yo, you gotta meet my man Meek, you gotta meet my man Meek. So one day he called him. This is about 2006. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Meek pull up with O'Malley. There's like a little blue car, a little squatter. Joey Jahad already out there talking to me. So I was in my baby mom was in the car with me. I'm in my white XK8, sitting on white rims. You know what I'm saying? I mean, stunting. You know what I mean? This 2006. You know what I mean? So, but I'm a music fan. So I'm like, damn, let me see if he can fuck with some shit with Joey. They was going back and forth. I wish I could have taped it. They was going back and forth for like an hour and some change, man. It started raining. The niggas was still going back and forth. Joey was better at the time, but Meek had a rhyme for every rhyme Joey had. So I was like, damn, these two niggas. So I was hyped. Like, I pulled off hype about the music. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about them being not having no money and all that shit. I ain't care about that. I was like, damn, these niggas might can make it. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at it as whatever I got, my resources, they got. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and Joey got a ton of songs. Me and Meek got a ton of songs. Mind you, I'm popping when I'm doing this. I'm OSCHINO, Rockefeller. You know what I mean? Getting money in the street, got Porsche, got all the crib, everything, you know what I'm saying? Breitling, $30,000 Breitling on yellow, white diamonds. So for a nigga to come years later to say I'm a hater and on this, that, it's just, and people going along with it, it's like, wow. Even though I don't give a fuck about what the people say, but like, when Meek was walking and was dirty, not one of these fans gave a fuck about him. You know what I'm saying? Not none of these niggas gave a fuck about him. I remember he had a problem with NH. I said, he got a problem with NH. NH like my little brother too. All the young nigga rap niggas was my little brother. Young Hot, all of them. So I said, oh, you got a problem with NH? I go get him. I go get Meek Mills, take him to the studio with NH be at. We doing a song together. Fuck just making up. We gonna do a song, do music together. Ain't none of that beef shit. And I've been doing this shit for years and years and years and years without no cameras, without no internet shit, just out of my heart. So for the one nigga that I mess with the most out of everybody, I mess with Meek more than I mess with everybody. The young boys, they come and do this shit to me when I didn't do nothing to him. It was like, damn, that's what the money did to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was more than anything else, I was disappointed. And I was salty, like, damn, that's crazy. You talking to me like that? The boy that fucked with you when you ain't had nothing. See, he can't never say fuck with me when I had nothing, because he never knew me when I ain't had nothing. You know what I'm saying? When I ain't had nothing, that nigga was probably 5. You know what I'm saying? So all the years I met you, nigga, I had the bread.
Well, tonight, Meek said enough is enough, and he responded. He said, old head a villain in the village. You never sent me $1 in jail, never gave me a visit, wrote me a letter, never met my mother, I never been to your house. Why niggas saying there was my big bro? That's how I made it out. I never fell to hood manipulation from older punks. Meek went on to say, "We real jungle babies. My dad got killed, so I was rebellious out the gate. I went to every bad school in Philly, been to every county jail. Once I learned life, I changed my way of thinking. Philly has a dark world of people honoring death and destruction. I never feared it. Philly was doing good too. We had the whole city in every big event, state to state, moving with this rap shit together. No violence. Y'all let the guys in who couldn't come turn us all against each other. Y'all can't see that? And just because you let that street shit go too far in your life, stop trying to influence your friends and family to die and go to jail with you because you know you're destined behind your actions. This is why I say, don't follow a heathen. You got the low lives killing providers. Y'all okay with that? Our community? I put a lot of these young bulls on, but they let some older chumps get in their ear. That's the one thing I hate when I help somebody while I'm at max, and they take advice from somebody who never did anything for them. I see it happen frequently too. Only thing I'm scared of is dying in the hood and not accomplishing nothing for my family and my sons to live on about. I've seen so many people do that. You wouldn't believe me. So looks like Meek is taking the high road. He does not want to engage in a
I could give some background to this. I'm tapped in with a lot of the Philly situations that go on. I would say first off, I'm about to give y'all my breakdown to this. Make sure y'all drop a like, a hype, and a comment on this. I'm about to give y'all some real in-depth from somebody who really know what's going on with the situation. So, but I would say it is news to me that OSCHINO was the one who brought NH and Meek Mill together to make tracks together, because they were some great tracks from back in the day, but I didn't know that he brought them together, and that was dope. I'll also say that OSCHINO was showing love to Meek Mill when he was coming up. If you like Flamers 2 and all that stuff, he was showing him more than enough love. If he was doing those tracks on the eye, he was just showing you love when you was coming up. To not show love back is crazy. It's crazy. And I'll also say this, and you can kind of, we're going to go back to this. You can kind of see it right here. Even though Meek Mills was saying stuff, defending himself, he never defended himself against what OSCHINO was actually saying. He was saying that he showed you nothing but love coming up. He showed you more love than anybody else that was showing you love. Ain't nobody else in State Property show you love like that. You had one track with Beanie Siegels, I think on Flamers 3, but that was after he had already worked with you on Flamers 2. So he was the first probably mainstream artist that actually worked with you and gave you a light. So he is right about that. And as far as them beefing and him saying he was corny and his car was corny, I think this is when OSCHINO had the Corvette Stingray, and Meek said it was corny, but I mean the Stingray had just came out. It just wasn't a Maybach, but it was a Corvette Stingray. I don't think that's corny. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's when the Stingray first came out. Like, it wasn't, I would say the Stingray was what, maybe like 100, 120, 130. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't 400,000, nothing crazy like that, but it was like 120, 130. And this was probably like 2000, maybe 2014, 15. So I could see why OSCHINO would feel some type of way. But this isn't the first artist who felt this way towards Meek Mill. But just looking at it, you never sent me $1 in jail. Whoever said that he did send you $1 in jail? He's saying that when you was coming up as an artist, he showed you nothing but love. You never sent a letter, never met my mother. Your family and closest friends should be doing that. He's saying as an artist, he showed you love, so you never showed the love back. And then he's saying that you told him to repost your album. Then 3 months later, when he asked the same thing from you, you never did it. Respond to that. Like, this is the things that, like, when I'm dealing with people that can't take accountability, they do. Like, they'll change the subject and talk about something else. No, it ain't no just, man, F him, I don't care. Well, if it's F him, I don't care, then he get to take it this way. Like, if you just gonna say, man, F him, like, if you just gonna joke it off, like, no, I did Bernie for that joint. All right, but everybody ain't playing, Smokey. He got the right to, like, then take it out of your career that way. That's just how it go. I hate to see it go that way, but, like, I'm logical and I take responsibility. I have discipline as a man. You get what I'm saying? So if 1 + 1 = 2, don't change the subject and try to make it equal 5. This is changing the subject right here. This is changing the subject. Who was even talking about this? He's not talking about this. This was none of his gripes. This don't got nothing to do with what he was talking about. So I hear you, but I don't hear you at the same time. And then when he touches on the part where he hates where he's dealing with an artist in the city and they let other people get in their ears. At that point, he's actually he's talking about, what's the young boy name? But he actually came out and said the first real artist, much like Meek Mill, that reached out to him was actually OSCHINO. OSCHINO seen him when he was just a dirty young boy on the block, and he ran into him, and OSCHINO sat and listened to him and gave him a shot. And then when he got on, he came back and showed OSCHINO love. Now, this same young boy ended up being around Meek Mill a little bit, and I believe Meek wanted to sign him, but he ended up not signing with him. And I believe he's talking about that young boy, not Skrilla, but damn, what's young boy name? I just seen him. He from Philly, light skin with the braids. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He dropped here and there, but yeah, that's who he's talking about. But I see both sides of it, like, because I'm gonna be all the way honest. Me as an artist, who did I run into in the city and they stopped and listened to my music and all that stuff? It was OSCHINO, y'all. So, I mean, I can see both sides of it. But if I could play devil advocate a little bit, I would say for Meek Mill, he probably should have just not responded. You get what I'm saying? Just keep it pushing. Don't respond, and just keep it pushing. Like, don't say nothing, yo. Just keep it pushing, because you already winning doing your thing. But I'm guessing you feel like you gotta respond because now OSCHINO got so many different platforms, including his own. He has his own platform. He done parlayed the DJ Vlad situation into his own platform. So I can see both sides of it. But I do believe that OSCHINO showed way more than enough love that he never had to show. Like, if he's the reason why you and NH did that track, like that shook the streets when we heard that. You get what I'm saying? Then if y'all, like, all that work he was doing, like, y'all got songs together when you was just coming up, and it was like, all right, this dude could make it to the industry. He was bridging the gap between the street Meek in the industry. So I can see both sides of it. I would love for both of these dudes to come together and just shake hands, hash it out, and then drop the subject. Cause, like, ain't nobody, 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody gonna put hands on nobody. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to nobody. Ain't nobody on none of that. So just shake hands, hash it out. I love Meek. I love OSCHINO. I love Philadelphia. Let's just move on, y'all. All right. So it's your boy Jet Ski G. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, you know I love y'all. And when it comes to Philadelphia, if ain't nobody told you they love y'all, you know I love y'all. All right. So also, I'm gonna drop 2 more bangers. Let me vibe with y'all a little bit. 2 more bangers. Y'all know how I go. One right here, one right here. Click one of those videos. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm out, y'all. Man, just chill, y'all.